ladies and gentlemen, there's going through it again. So we just started the recording for this one. We got Eli the Ninja. We're jumping into his wonderful Discord, and it should be here that we get to talk to him in a couple seconds. Mr. Eli, how are you doing today? Yeah, just going through all the Discordy stuff and the Twitch stuff and the Twitter stuff. So let me go ahead and move you over here. We were just watching a good little Ryan Noobs lesson that we had before in between, like an intermission. I know some of the guys are gonna be like, "No, we were learning from Ryan." The YouTube link is in our YouTube, so you can go to that. But today we're gonna learn from Eli, so we're gonna let him basically take the reins. I'll talk a little bit with him. He's the mastermind behind the old G1 team. They should not be named, right? They shall not be named. But we'll go ahead and let you run it. Let me do the left screen for you, and then we can go ahead and get this going.
Sure. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know exactly what you had in mind for this, but if we could just treat it like my normal coaching sessions 100%. Where do VOD reviews. We'll just go. I'll take you through the process the same way I do a majority of my students.
Right.
Let me share my screen. We're gonna first look at your Halo Data Hive stats, and we're gonna use that to find a game to watch. So, let me share my screen to you real quick in Discord. If you have a way to show that on stream.
Yeah, I got you right here. It's on. It's on and ready to go. Let's see it.
Perfect. And your tag is just Clutch Space Academy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So let me ask you too. Do you like Halo? What is it? Query or something like that? Something like that. I think it's Halo Query.
I've looked at it a couple times. I mean, all that it really matters for, in my opinion, is to check like what the game thinks your CSR is supposed to be.
Gotcha.
And it like might tell you if you overperform or underperform in a series or something or in a game, but this site has some data that is really useful for me to hone in on like what game type might be problematic for you specifically.
Okay.
So I go here to progression charts. And then it takes a while to load because the API is making a lot of calls real quick. And then we'll go to ranked. And now you do take this with a grain of salt because it is only your last 95 games, so it is a pretty small sample size per game type.
Got it.
But man, Clutch, we got a lot of red here. Red means
terrible.
Negative.
I was very tired. I was very tired the last couple weeks, to be fair.
Your last 95 games?
Yeah, my last 95 games have been very tired.
Okay. So
I'll give you context. I was finishing a semester in my master's program, and I run the Clutch Academy and this tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when do you sleep?
Yeah, I don't sleep, bro. I'm just on energy drinks all day, not just playing. Nah, I get some sleep, man. But yeah, I just take these with a grain of salt too. But I think I got into some heavy lobbies for a while actually. The last 90 for sure. The last 100 games I've been playing with like Lucid and shit. So it. Right now, the ranking system's so weird where you get to a certain level and it's like you're in the dogfight of hell, you know?
I've noticed that.
Yeah, so I will say for context, outside of me being sleepy, it is playing with the actual professional. So, I mean, that gives you some context.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I know what it's like. Trust me, I'm in a lot of the same lobbies. It's brutal, bro. But there's still some trends that we can find here. I would say that for whatever reason, King of the Hill seems to be a struggle for you in the KD department and the win department. So you've only won 6 out of your last 22 King of the Hill games. You're really good at oddball, though. It feels like oddball, you're comfortable. You're positive in all of them, and you have a 82% win rate in oddball, which is insane. 14 out of 17.
Hey, man, I will tell you, Lunchbox, if you're watching, hey, if you want to watch a game that I played really well on, but it was a Lunchbox, Walshy, and me game where we basically, I was rotating all kinds of stuff. I'm really good at rotating the ball. I mean, there's some things that I could do better, like maybe hold the ball whenever, 2 are down, a little bit more, because I was with Druck yesterday, and he was saying that. But outside of that, rotations and all that, I've learned from Lunchbox, so that kind of gives you, again, more context. So I feel comfortable with oddball most of the time.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's pretty clear from your stats. And then CTF, but everything besides Forbidden, we're also pretty negative. But we're winning at least a little bit more, 40%.
Mm.
Interesting. Argyle seems to be our weakest flag map. Only won it 1 out of 5 times. But let's focus on King of the Hill because I actually do have some game coach things set up
Yeah,
for King of the Hill
sounds
already.
great. Cool.
So, just thinking off the cuff, which of the game modes do you feel like, or like which map for King of the Hill do you feel like you're struggling the most on?
Let's see. Uh, I mean the newest map interference, but I mean that's not actual HCS like content, so to speak, because they don't use that yet. But
Yeah.
I'm decent on life. I think. Uh, it's a hard question because I feel like I do decent on. Well, apparently I don't. But I guess Solitude. I mean, it looks like my KD's the lowest on there. So I guess we could do that. I mean, Solitude. Do they still use that for
Okay.
HCS or no?
They do, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we could do that then for sure. It's good content.
Sweet. All right, well, join my lobby because my friends list is bugged and I can't find you. And then I'll find a Solitude King game that you played recently.
Gotcha.
Actually, could we do Livefire or Recharge just because I already have those made? I need to
Yeah,
make
yeah. No,
another one
let's
on
do
Game Coach.
let's go ahead and do. And let's do the new live fire. Let's do that. I don't mind that. That sounds good. I say
Perfect.
new
Okay.
because of the whatever the hill changed to mud or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and do this real quick. I just need to load it up. Yeah, and I had when I was playing with Druk yesterday, everything went from like speed X to speed X times 2. I was like, what the
Oh yeah.
dude? I was like, what the hell's going on? Because even when I was playing with Descendant, and maybe because his MMR wasn't, or sorry, his CSR wasn't all the way up, I felt like really comfortable. And even when I would play with Lucid, I felt decently comfortable. But I played with Drug like 4 games yesterday, and it was insanely crazy. I was like, what's fucking happening?
Just getting torched.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was getting torched. Like in that oddball game, I did well at the time, but like I was getting like fried. Like it was crazy. Like everything was so fast. I was like, man, I haven't played like this in a while, because it
Mm-hmm.
just a different level, I guess. Whenever your CSR is a lot higher too, because it's like CSR plus MMR, right? Hidden MMR or something
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
affects like where you're placed in the game. So his was a lot higher than anybody else's I played with. So I was like, this is crazy. But let's see, I'm loading it up right now. Let me see, make sure OBS is running good. Everybody's seeing this on the wrong screen apparently. Okay, cool. But yeah, thanks Eli for making the time. This is gonna be good content for the tournament and stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm excited. Okay.
So, whenever you're in my lobby, I've changed my Discord stream to the Game Coach. If you can see that.
Yeah, I got it full screen right now.
Okay. Cool. So we'll actually go over this first, just as like kind of a guidepost for the way we think about different decisions, and then when we watch you play the game type, we'll talk about maybe spots that you deviated from the strategy, and then maybe observe how successful or unsuccessful we were from that. Obviously, I'll also coach you on your habits and different things in the game as we go throughout it, but um,
Might have
we'll
to
go ahead
send
and
the
look at.
invite one more time.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me when. Say
All right,
when.
send it through
It
Discord.
says it's private, I think. It says game has ended. Everybody can see it now. There it is.
Okay, just
Oh,
join mine.
now it
Or
says
I'll,
invite to join.
yeah, fingers. My for some reason my invites are like busted. I don't know what the deal is with that, but all right, I'm in your lobby, so I'll be able to pick a game after we look at this. But let's look at Game Coach real quick.
Gotcha.
Um,
Okay, we're going
and
to game
then,
coach again. All right, cool. Good to
okay.
go.
All right, so this is how I set it up on this file. This is called Livefire King Ideals. So these are kind of the ideal setups that we want for each individual hill.
Nice.
So, and they're numbered by importance. So the way that I think about King of the Hill is there's always like part of the map that we want to control for ourselves, whether that's for spawns or for sightlines to prevent enemies from getting to the hill very easily. So I actually think the number one priority for this hill is nest control. and they're bottom nest for a reason. The bottom nest player can watch pillars, they can watch sandbags, they can watch big door, and they can also just walk up and check if any enemies are rotating through top mid or dummies. Um, then the second most important person is the hill. Now, this is assuming that we've already gotten a few kills
Okay.
and we're kind of like spreading out and getting into proper positions. Uh, Third position would be right here at white wall. This person can basically pivot and watch sandbags and big door based on the intel that the hill player is feeding them. So the hill player needs to be in the fight as well. And then we also, if we can, it's number 4 on the priority list, is have a guy tower, because if we are in these positions, then we force these spawners as far into A and screens as possible,
Okay.
which means it's going to be pretty difficult for them to get to the hill, right? So these are the order of priority. And so, for example, like if you're the hill guy and let's say 2 of your teammates die, like your nest guy dies and then the tower guy dies, and then it's just you two, like you should probably get out of the hill and go to nest so that you can help this teammate like work together for enemies that are approaching on this side, if that makes sense. So that's why we have the priority system, is like if X player dies, you can fill that gap. Or like if you're the guy tower and then your nest guy dies, obviously you're going to go fill in the gap that he left behind or
Right.
respond to the pressure where it's coming from. So
Makes sense. Makes sense.
all right, so that's hill number 1. And then we'll go ahead and rotate to hill number 2.
Very nice.
And also, I just have to say thank you real quick to Hardy SR for the 5 gifted. Holy shit.
Let's go,
Thank you,
Hardy.
Hardy.
Bing, 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 bing. Where I don't have the horns here, but I would do it. Let's go. And I would like to say thank you, Game Coach, for providing this as a partner of the Clutch Academy to both myself and Mr. Eli. We are happy to work with y'all as y'all update this. It's amazing. Phoebus, the owner, we appreciate it. And this is really cool. As you could tell, he has the slides for it. And it's awesome. So thank you, Game Coach.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you again, Hardy. And yeah, so this is hill number 2. Now, this one's pretty obvious for most people, I think, that the number 1 position would be tower. It's just such a good position on this map, pretty much in any game type. Hill player, number 2 priority. Once again, third player can play kind of like this dice spot / nest. Just make sure that we have eyes on anybody that could be spawning green. And then I actually have the 4th player way over here. So this is an interesting one. So we can play a few different ways. As long as these 3 positions are covered, like let's say we just won the fight at C and like we're still at the hill. If you have the time to extend, like let's say you were here to win the fight, to extend all the way to screen before they respawn, you're going to force them to spawn green and big door, which is going to make the next play a lot easier, right? Because these guys are just going to like start running up nest, and then you can just jump to sandbags and be getting shots in their back shot. Shout out to Tony. Why not be casting? Get the back shots on them as they go up, and then if you get these kills, like these guys are going to be also team shooting with them, so they're basically pinched. Like as these guys die, like let's say we actually get 4 dead in this moment, you can then continue and then go to green instead, and now you force them to spawn at the other side. So you can actually kind of like put the other team in the blender. You can do this in oddball too, by the way.
Right.
If the spawns are like if you win a tower setup, like one person can just play far out and make the spawner's life's hell. You can also have 2 people do this, by the way. I've seen like Complexity, shout out to Ryan Noob. He'll send 2 people out here to just be like a wrecking crew that like spawn, they flip the spawns and then they just spawn kill back and forth, just running through people together. So
Nice.
just having that overextension and having a little bit of extra space to work with on the map can make this a lot easier.
Hardy with the 5 gifted to us too. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry.
Go.
Hardy's fucking crazy. We love you, Hardy. We love you. Thank
Manny
you.
also with the rate of 18. Thanks, Manny. GG's earlier.
Let's go. Manny.
Support's crazy right now.
Let's go. Everybody's going crazy right now. Thank you.
All right. So this is the second hill on Livefire for ideals. And then let's go to the third hill in A. So this one I think is one of the harder hills to understand and like play properly. It's pretty tricky. You don't want to like overextend and die for free and kind of open your lane, but you also do want to take space and like make the other team spawn far away.
Okay.
So this is kind of what I like to have. I do think that it's really important that we have sandbags and green control. That's why I have these as number 1 and 2 on the priority list.
Okay.
because we don't want them to spawn green, I don't think, for this hill. We also don't really want them to spawn dummies if we have the chance. So like somebody can extend all the way out to turbine and just kind of like get damage down
For sure.
and push these guys back. But if we're in this kind of spread formation like this, the other team is definitely going to spawn back tower. Like there's nowhere else they can spawn. So this is really a strong setup. We can kind of force them, and then if you're back green, you can play in this sneaky spot on the back where like they're gonna just run through pillars, and you can shoot them in the back on their way in, or they're gonna go in big door, whatever. Or if they go seaside, like this player's gonna get some early shots on them. It's just really important if you're this guy to not just die for free, right? Like you just got to deal some damage and make their life annoying, and then if you need to run away, like you can always then turn and like play key door or like wrap through bottom mid if you have to.
Okay.
Like you're gonna just play based on the situation. But like if they're all dead and you can spread into these spots, you force the spawn as far away from possible, which guarantees we should get a lot of free hill time.
Right, right.
So
Yeah, this is a hard one to do. At least it seems to be. Like I've tried to before do this, like tell the team, but unless you have like an actual team, this is really like really hard to get situated. Because what I think it wasn't you, but who was it? It was one of the other coaches that we work with here at the academy that they were saying that you needed like if there's 4 parts to the map whenever you're playing hill, you want to take over 3 of them, right? To spawn them in the
yeah,
farthest part. So like this
yep,
is typically really hard to this one is typically really hard to do unless you have
yeah,
like a 4 stack only because like you just said you have to get to those spots, right? So they
yes, yeah,
otherwise they spawn the closest to that hill that's available. So
right.
which is crazy. But go ahead, sorry. I just remember that.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And the reason for that is like usually we're still fighting. Like let's say we pushed and killed the hill guy and killed another guy.
Uh-huh.
Like sometimes it takes us a while to kill the last couple of players, and by the time the fight's over, like somebody's already spawning green. So like we don't have time to block it. So
Right,
we just
right.
kind of have to be like mindful of those spawn timers and like react to where they should be coming from next.
For sure.
But that's why this document is called Livefire King Ideals. It's like
Right.
ideally, if we can, these are the positions we'd like to force the spawn most optimally. So let's go to the next hill. This is the new hill that you mentioned, the one that's here mud. So I think that tower control and green control are pretty like they're both important. I would say that like I have a 1 on tower and a 2 on green, but like realistically, if you got to get green first, like get green first and then get tower later. So that's totally fine. You also want a player that plays nest, and then obviously a player in the hill. If you're in these positions, like they're going to spawn all the way back A, and then we've got good sight lines to make their life hell if they do appear big door, sandbags, pillars, and if they try to rotate through top mid or dummies, like this player's got the angle to watch it. So this one's pretty straightforward. I think a lot of people can kind of intuitively understand this, but um, it is worth noting that this is the only hill so far that I actually put the hill player as the least important player in the setup. Because if you can control these spots, and let's say you already have the lead, for example, like we shouldn't really be that anxious to get in the hill anyways, because the more time that burns off the clock, the better. And we can just get into the hill when it makes sense. This is a very easy hill to die in, so like you don't want to just drop in and die. You'd rather play for the space around it first, and then if we can, that's when we get in the hill. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now it's going to definitely change based on the game state though. Like if we're losing or time's dwindling down and like we need that hill time to cap it, then we're going to maybe place some more importance on being in the hill. But otherwise, like if we have the time to work with, then don't worry about getting into the hill until we have either green or tower or both controlled. And then the last hill is the top middle hill. And this might be a little bit controversial compared to like the way other people think about this game type, but like I feel like most players think that tower control is like the most important part of it, which it is, but I think it's also pretty important to also control the A side, because what you can do is like you can kind of force them to only spawn turbine or green if you are blocking the A spawns, and then you have positions to like team shoot them on either side. This hill though, we're going to be moving quite a bit and responding to where they are spawning.
Okay.
But some generally good spawn points to control would be tower, dice, the hill itself, and then like if we can, also block the A side, because then we can start splitting them to where like they're spawning turbine and running up cuts. But guess what? The dice guy's watching that.
Right.
Or they're spawning screens and jumping sandbags, but guess what? They're getting shot in the back and getting shot by the hill player.
Got it.
Uh, like it can make things very difficult for
Y-
the other team if we do this right.
Okay. Wow. It's a good one.
Cool.
Yeah. I have one question on the first
Sure.
one or the second one, I think. The first one, first one. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So like you have them at the white wall, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I remember a long time ago. I don't know if the meta. I guess the meta's changed. What if you just playing near cameras, like just right across the little angle right there, because you can use the little box on concrete as like cover from big door as well. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like this player, he's not going to just sit here the whole time. I think
Right.
that it's actually good for him to like change positions because you don't want
Right.
to be like too predictable. Like
Right.
if the last time you were in a fight you were here and now you have the option to be here instead, like
I
that's
got
fine.
you.
I just think this spot is probably easier to get like caught out.
Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, I
You
figured.
know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because like if somebody just goes here, like I don't know, unless you're like really using this wall glitch here, you can die pretty easily. But yeah, I think it's totally fine. Like all these are like mostly suggestions. They're not like, oh, you have to
Oh,
be here
100%.
100%. Like you're going to
Yeah.
be moving, or where you're never really going to stop moving, right? So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, that's a great question.
Cool.
I
Yeah,
think this player can do a lot of different things, and be creative with it for sure.
for sure. Sounds good. Thank you for that, Eli.
Of course. Any other questions about this before we jump into your gameplay?
I guess go through each of them, like not explaining them, but just kind of slideshow them. So that's first hill, cool. Then we go
Hmm.
second hill, rotates over, cool. I do think that's crazy getting that guy, that fourth guy, all the way out there. I've never ever thought about that. I mean, it makes sense because you're spawning them B.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then you rotate him to where against sandbags? Was that right?
Yeah, like he can, like he would go out here while they're spawning, and then after he knows they've spawned green, then he jumps sandbags, and now he's shooting them while, like, because they're probably going to send somebody that tries to go through top middle. He cuts them off. They're going to send people that try to go up nest. He's shooting them in the back. This guy's going to push out and
Yeah.
like help
Nice,
kind of
nice.
pinch that fight.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah,
Cool,
it's
cool.
very effective. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could see that being crazy effective. I would have. I mean, I could see that, but again, like in practice, right? This is ideal. So good luck.
Hmm.
Good luck getting this shit. Not just kidding.
No,
But
I'm number 4, and I went on a killing frenzy the other
oh
day doing
yeah.
this.
Oh man, you
Yes.
bastard.
So,
You're the man. Love it. Okay, next one. Let's see. Three. Cool. That one. I like this one. Again, ideally, this is good. With the team especially. Okay, cool. This one's nice. And then four. Yeah, this is the one where I think a lot of people forget that this is like a old school EU setup, right? E United
yeah,
setup, except
exactly.
that
Hmm.
person's instead of they would be on dice. But okay, cool, cool, cool. And then
Yep.
last one is the middle one. Gotcha. Yeah, and that's if you split spawn 'em, right?
Yeah, like we generally want to lean on this side more than not.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you have so much control and you just get a couple of kills, like sending a guy into A to like fuck with the spawns can make it difficult for the other team
Yeah.
to do anything because then they're
Right.
going to start spawning like out here, and
Gotcha.
now we're like cross shooting them from here in
Right.
tower, or they're spawning green and then they run top mid and now they're getting shot by dice, and then they keep going and then they get shot by hill and this guy, like you can really kind of fuck them up
Yeah.
by just
This.
having an extra guy there.
Yeah. 100%. Cool. Thank you for that little recap.
Of course. All right. So I'm gonna close this out, and then we'll pull up your gameplay.
Sounds good. We're gonna pull it up on the same spot, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna share screen to the game real
Cool.
quick.
All right. Time to be
Like,
embarrassed. So this is
shout out to
my
Unique for the raid.
yeah. Unique. What's up, Unique? This is my other. This is my original account actually. The Clutch Academy account is more new than this one. So I was actually playing with shit. Don't do this one. This is terrible, man. I was too tired. Look how bad. I was super tired. I don't even think I would play like this if I was awake. Like I was
Okay.
fucking sleeping basically while I was playing this game. It
All right,
was
we'll
so
try to
bad.
find another one. Let's
Okay,
see.
yeah, yeah. Low key, that was terrible. 10 to 20. Now we went.
You lost this one,
Okay,
but you went slightly positive.
okay. That looks better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this looks like a reasonable one to do. It's more like looks like a pretty balanced lobby for the most part.
Yeah, score one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and the kills weren't crazy on one side or the other. Honestly, it looks like pretty even in kills for them. Your team actually outslayed slightly by 3 kills.
Oh, that's not that much. So it was more objective oriented, I guess we did.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what went wrong here. I'll treat you just like any of my other students. Maybe be a little bit harder on you because we're buddies.
No.
But...
Kill me, bro. Kill me, bro. No,
Alright.
that's all right. Nah, man. If you've ever had a lesson with Druck, man.
Does he just rip you apart? Or
Oh
what?
man, he'll like, well, I'm fine with it, but like he'll be like, dude, like what the fuck? But like the first time I wasn't ready for that, so it was so like off like putting for me. But I was like, oh no, this is great because it just threw me off. But he'll be straight, and actually that's helpful more than anything, you know, because I think that's where you learn the most is when people are straight with you and you're willing to accept it. But go ahead, all you, brother.
Perfect. All right. So normally I would fly around the map and talk about like our objectives. But we just went over all the different setups. I will say that one thing we didn't get to talk about was like how to properly push into setups. So that's probably going to come up a lot here since it looks like they had control. And then obviously we need to control snipe and camo as much as possible. This first hill is kind of like you got to decide: is your team going to go for early hill time or play for the sandbox? I generally favor playing for early hill time, but we also still need to contest snipe at the very least. So
Got it.
this nade's a little wild. I think you take your time on that.
Yeah, that was a new tryout actually.
Okay.
I missed
Super
that.
aggro on this guy.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your thought process in this moment? Are you thinking, okay, we solidified snipe. Now I want to make sure we get camo. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, typically, yeah. I think I started pushing C so I could close on the spawns because we took down 1 or 2 people already. And I
Okay.
could cover in the back. And then nobody was there, and I was like, well, what the fuck? I'd get there as quick as I can. And I'm trying to help him out because he's calling him out. I should have popped it, but I wanted to try to kill him so he could stay alive. And then I think I died here because of that. I should have just got it and popped it.
I mean, you're wasting their time so much here. Like, I don't hate the way we've played this at all, to be honest. This seems good. I will say a couple things that could show up to be bad habits later is like right here. Are you aware of where your whole team is?
For the most part, yeah. I think I knew, or at least 2 of them were, because we were calling out in the game. So I can't say that I knew every single person, but
Yeah.
I guess I that's why I'm like bullet like straight lining to C right now, because I'm almost
Yeah.
certain that I knew where they were at. And then
Yeah, I'd just say it's just a good habit to like maybe look through and look at the outlines to see exactly where they are, if they're fighting. But yeah, if they're communicating, then it's different, right?
Yeah,
So
gotcha.
that's fine. And yeah, you mess with the spawns, you do the fancy trick to get the camo,
Try to save my
kind
guy
of
alive.
like hop around. And yeah, no, this is pretty efficient. And now we can push from multiple angles to try to kill the hill player. Nice, show up at good timing. And we talked about nest being really important. I think this was a slight overchow. I think that if you know that Joppa's right there with the sightline on this player, you should almost never die to that guy. Also because like you're in the most important part of the map for the spawn. So like I know that you hadn't gone over game coach with me before this game that you played, but the thing is like now that you have, if you're nest during this hill, it's your primary job to stay alive. Like, yeah, we're still going to shoot our gun. We're going to do damage. But like right here, when we start shooting this guy, like as soon as you're this weak, like just drop down. Like there's not really a reason to keep fighting. Like just back up and drop down and stay alive because you've got a teammate here that can finish the kill. So there's not a reason for you to finish the kill, you know?
Gotcha.
And it was really close. I think you wanted to.
Yeah. And for the last couple of days, it's just been really bad. Like my networking or something has been horrific. Like this game actually was really bad on networking for the whole team. They were like, "What the fuck's going on?" Melees weren't counting and stuff, but
good shots here. Just getting a trade before dying is pretty big. All right, so we're running out of time on this hill. This is where we would start thinking about just setting up for next, honestly. We already spawned at next, which is nice. So from here, though, we've got 4 alive. So, like, we can definitely push this. I think this one's pretty clear from your vantage point. Like, we just got to go right here and shoot. And I expect that to be what you do here.
I had extra
actually,
nades, so,
Yeah, throw the nades first and pick those up. I like that. And then, yeah, it's kind of your job to contest this hill, I think.
Try to help him.
This guy doesn't matter right here. I know he's probably being called out, but like, dude, they're 3 seconds from capping. We just got to be more objective focused in this moment, I think. Like, just fly into the hill. Like, you're the only person on your team that can comfortably contest this hill. And I think if you just jump in here, like, and just fight from this position, this is a much better play. But like, we get distracted on this, and now we're not in. Yeah, we kind of die for that. Like, I think you just get into the hill or go all the way back green and kill the guy. That little distraction across pillar door to dummy door really hurts you there.
Yeah, not worth it.
Not worth it at all. Like, that guy's out of the play. Who cares if he's over there? Like, we'll kill him later.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's talk about this. This is going to be a common situation that we find ourselves in whenever we're on this map on any game mode. Like, let's say we're playing oddball and the other team's got the ball at tower. It's pretty much the same as if the hill is here, right? And we're spawning in A. So what do we do in any situation where the other team is set up at C and we have to get from A to C? Generally, a good push is going to have at least 2 lanes being used in the push. So maybe coverage through top center and up cuts or dummies at the same time. The timing of the push is super important. You've got to be showing up to shoot the same targets at the same time from different angles. So right now, well, I want to go through, I guess, the ideal push first is like the first spawner, which wasn't you, it was one of these guys, right? Should usually move laterally. So they need to take space to the side.
Okay.
So that they're already here by the time the last spawner spawns. So then we're kind of in position where we can all just kind of move forward from our spawn. Does that make sense?
Got it.
So like the first spawner could also take some lateral space this way. And then then the last spawner spawns in A, and now this person's going up nest at the same time someone's pushing through top, at the same time someone's going up cuts. Like, that's kind of ideal.
So that's the outside in kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. So like we do really want to set ourselves up so that we can time our push and we're going at the same time. And you got to do that with good small talk. Just be like, okay, I'm setting up bottom cuts. Tell me when you're top mid. Tell me when you start shooting, and then like just kind of play through the process that way. You've also, once you're playing in higher lobbies, you've got to be ready for players to make plays like this. This guy's making a good play to essentially make your lives difficult so you can't just cross top mid for free. If you identify these players, like this is kind of like in my overhead that we just looked at, I had the 4th player that was out here, right? Their 4th player is this guy, right? He's just trying to fuck with your spawns and be annoying so that your push is more difficult. Like, that's the whole point of having a player out here. So from your exact play, I think since Squirm is already deep in the fight, like you kind of just got to hurry up and go through cuts. And it looks like that's what you're doing. So I like this. When he dies, this gets a little bit tricky. Now, this is our decision here is going to be based on the comms. If there's active damage that we could potentially follow up on and finish, then we should continually hold forward. Nice. Okay, there was active damage. Get a kill. Try to get a stick in the process, but even that one kill getting cleaned up is pretty massive, and it's because you took a different lane from your teammates. So it's a good play, and it's going to make it so our teammates can kind of keep pushing here. Nice. Yeah, my general rule of thumb too is every time I spawn, I kind of have like a checklist of things that I go through. It's like, okay, where are my teammates? What are they doing? Do they need my help right now? If they need my help right now, then I just try to take the fastest route to get into the play.
Okay.
And right now they need your help. So.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing. So this is good.
Oh my god.
We kind of
killed me fast, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you die fast in this game, that's for sure. So you see one dead body, you see the second guy right here. The timing is just a little bit unfortunate, but if we recognize that this guy is turning to look at us, like I would rather shoot him first.
Got it.
And then you also don't use your portal. Maybe just don't activate it fast enough. But like if you start shooting this guy and he's first shot, like it's okay to just drop, and like just staying alive back here applies a little bit extra pressure. Or you could portal back. Either one's fine, but it was kind of an unlucky timing thing, and he perfects you, so you just did not have time to react, really. Thanks for the follows, by the way, guys. A little Barky and Meatball for 1.
Hey,
I like those tags.
Arky.
Okay, good damage on the tower guy here. So remember what I just said about like elements of a good push, like you want to have somebody in multiple lanes. Like I would at least think about going top middle here, mostly because like you've already got 2 people here, but we just don't have the time to, honestly. And this teammate, he's filling in top mid, so that's actually perfect. So King Jukum filling in that spot. You can now more comfortably push on this side. We've got a lot of damage here. It's a good nade, good drop. I like this decision as well.
I didn't get the jump. No. I should not have done it, yeah.
Chaiwei, are you watching? Chaiwei, hello?
Yeah. What's going on? And I failed this really bad. I was like, I'm dead here.
What? Yeah, this was bad. Okay. Let's talk about...
Yeah, that's how I felt in that position. Just
how we approach the situation. All right, so first of all, you show up, and they do not know you're here. Like, this guy's not looking towards you. I don't think they have a clue. So first of all, you should already have this gun charged by the time you round this corner, in my opinion, so that like you could just freely combo this guy. Like this could be a free double kill, honestly, if you just had this thing charged when you turn this corner. Like you could combo this guy and then like swing wide and you'd see this guy. I don't know. We could have definitely been a lot more impactful on this play, but we kind of like panic.
Yeah,
it feels like
the third guy freaked me out. Yeah, the 3. I think the 2 would have been fine, but the 3 was like, oh fuck. I should have got charged with the green gun for sure.
Yeah, it's like, why are we picking up the green gun if we're not
using it?
Yeah, you might. And people like the charge is better now. It doesn't take as long to charge. They did buff the charge function of it.
I think they called out
here. We're moving. We got to be moving in a way that we get intel first. Like, right? Okay. During these pushes, we got to kill. When we round this corner, or like, we shouldn't just be flying forward here. I think you want to get these nades. It seems like you're really like picking up nades on the ground to the point that you're like tunnel visioning it sometimes. Where like we kind of need to be surveying the area, in my opinion. Like we need to find where they are. They're not currently in the hill, but we know they're in here somewhere. So we should be like walking with our gun up. We shouldn't be like doing all this weird shit. Like we're moving forward, entering so many new sight lines.
Got it.
You know, like we just
too fast there.
Yeah, moving too fast without checking things. Like we got to be playing for intel in a spot like this. Okay, spawn close to the action again. Teammates already big door. I like your decision to go this way. This nade, I throw it a lot too, but the problem is it's kind of a signal flare. Like it's just going to tell them where you're coming from, so they know where to look next. Like for sure. It might even be better to just go without throwing a grenade. You see this guy's sniper sticking out. This is an interesting one. Yeah, you see the sniper sticking out right here, so you know this. I don't know why we play in melee distance here. Like, just swing wide and like chuck a nade in this corner and like headshot him. Like you should play this in a way that like you take as little damage as possible. I guess you do make his no scope a little bit easier by playing further away, but I don't know. We can play this in a way that we survive this without dying. I don't know. You also melee and then instantly throw a grenade. So you're just playing for the trade.
One day.
I think you could have played that in a way that you don't trade.
Gotcha.
Okay, I like this decision to go right side. Remember, we like having control of this green area if possible.
Oh, he hits that.
I think you're like making your own shots harder with these slides. Like, dude, you're winning the fight, but you're making it more complicated.
Okay, show me the way.
Like, check this out. You get first shot on this guy. Just walk right. You walk right. Where's he gonna go? Like you take out all of his escape options just by walking right. Like, yeah, you do expose yourself to sandbags and big door, but the thing is, like, if you get this kill on the sniper guy, it's gonna, like, your team is already fighting in the hill, so you should assume that, like, they're pulling attention of at least one enemy away from you. But like in this fight, you do this weird like we're like snake sliding towards him or something. But like, dude, just walk right and shoot him. Like that's all you have to do here.
Make it a little more simple for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Plus, like, if you just walk in one direction, I swear people hit less no scopes. Believe it or not, like
Just
they're because they're lining up the reticle, waiting for you to strafe back and then pull the trigger. But like, if you just keep walking, like you never strafe back into their reticle, like they have to line it up perfectly to hit the shot.
I got you. That makes sense. Yeah.
I know if I'm no scoping somebody, I'm putting my reticle head level to the opposite side, waiting for them to strafe into it, and then I pull the trigger. But like if they just keep walking in one direction, like I'm probably dead. Okay. From here, we kind of have to move fast. Very nice grenade. I mean, you did a lot here, and this kind of feels silly, but like you kind of had to play it that way because they're so close to scoring.
Right.
So I don't hate this. We could, and this guy's just waiting to remote detonate, which is kind of annoying.
But it is a gameplay. So.
And yeah. And then who actually kills you here? He jump above you? Oh no, there's a different guy. Wow, they get the point during that fight. That's insane. That was kind of unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie. This is why coaching scares you, CC. What do you mean? Because I called him out for like not playing for Intel and just flying in.
Super CC there.
No, Gun Goddess CC.
Oh, okay. I was like, Chase, don't tell me anything either.
All right, so we talked about this hill. We want tower and green if possible. You're already at tower. You want to get them out. This is once again, we're like sliding.
Too dramatic.
Like, dude, just fucking just peek. Like we know somebody's here.
Relax.
We don't want to. Yeah, you're definitely like.
Relax. I'm telling you,
overheating a little bit.
It's the energy drinks, bro, and the callouts keeping me awake.
Could be.
Yeah, so these are more recent. So energy drinks. Behold.
Just kind of overcommitting in spots that you don't have to. Like that.
But women like overcommitting. Not just fun. Go ahead.
That's true, I guess. But like when you the hill before that, you overcommitted, but it's because you had to, right? Because the hill was almost completed, and it just changes the situation. If you've got time to work with, then use the time that you have to work with.
Got it.
To make the play like have a higher percentage outcome for success. Like just, and that doesn't even mean play like a damn turtle on the map. It just means like be more careful when you round a corner that you know somebody's going to be by, right?
Yeah, intel, all that good stuff.
Yeah, intel is king. Okay, I like the delayed pop here. I like the jump here as well.
I kind of
try to
do the free kill.
Ninja the hill guy, maybe. Nice. Okay. All right, so this is the hill that we went over. We've got tower. We've got green. I like this.
I'm just trying to get damage info, actually, from those. You know how it like gives you the little marker?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a waste, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably hold on to them, to be honest. It was pretty early to be throwing those too, right? Like we had just killed them, so
yeah, true that.
Like who's gonna be there? Not enough time has passed. For like they're still all dead right here. Gotcha. So this is a little bit premature, I think.
Gotcha. I should be looking at the back button there.
Mm-hmm.
Use my brain. CC's in the tournament. We're gonna be on your POV every game, CC.
Yeah, make sure I can cast her and troll her.
Yeah, and then he's gonna coach in live.
Yeah, I'll be live coaching her POV.
Oh
sure.
No, that'd be so tragic. Oh my god, that'd be fucking messed up. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, we definitely didn't need to drop here. We could have just played high ground. Like I said, remember, like this is the hill that we get in the hill last. I think from this position, it's okay to stay in the hill because you're so far behind. Like it's 3-0. Like we kind of need to cap this.
Yeah.
Like if we had a little bit more time to work with, we could probably just jump nest, make sure we win the fight, and then drop back into the hill.
Got it.
But since we fell so far behind early, we're like forced to fight from the hill in this case. All right, hill's about to move top center. So I would say like I'm positioning myself next to this box so that like the frame I finish the hill, I can jump up nest and like go to the next hill kind of thing. What is this route?
Dang. That was like so angry. I think I don't even know. I don't know the route anymore. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's probably reacting to a call out. Somebody probably said key door and you're like, okay, I'm next to bottom mid, but like realistically,
Mortally
we just
can.
we just have to secure tower.
Yeah.
Morley says what?
Type shit. Oh no. Hello, Mr. Morley. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, I think we just gotta like guarantee that we've got tower. I guess Squirm has it for sure, but we also would like to approach the hill on the direction that our sniper is covering us, right?
Yeah.
You have the repulse though,
I
so
think
you're
I
just
messed
gonna
up right
repulse up.
here.
This seems fine.
Oh no, I didn't. I got you. Morley, you
No,
trying to
this
coach
fine.
one day here? I'd be happy to talk to you.
Morley's coaching would just be like, yo, just fly forward and hit all your shots, bro. What are you doing? I feel like
Stop
that's
missing, bro. Stop missing.
his whole game plan. Nah, he's definitely a smarter player than that, but when you watch him play, like he gets away with a lot because he's so cracked.
I think this guy was one shot. There you go, yeah. Almost lost it, I mean, tragic.
The way we're flowing here is really good. Okay. What's our thought process here when they're dead?
I think Juke was going to go to Nest, and I think I called it out, so to go to Nest, but we'll see. Ape them funkers. Mortally.
I told you. That's his game plan. Okay, our positioning just kind of takes us out of this play pretty significantly, I think.
Even for the
We do
invis.
cut this guy off.
That's kind of what we were looking for intel for the invis push, but
Okay, I see.
yeah, but then they got it. They took everybody out. That's why I played back, and I'm pretty much dead here. I think I can go in for the trade here.
Ooh, don't even trade. Nice play there.
Oh, that'd be disgusting. Unfortunate. I was going for it. Go for it.
So this is what I'm saying here though, is like I say you're kind of out of the play. Like play more forward. Like be up on this shit. Like be shooting these guys as they come out of A. Like we're kind of like,
Gotcha.
what are you gonna do from back here? Like you're playing for intel, but the thing is, if we're 4 alive, like we should be playing more up with each other. I think you could just come stand on this thing and shoot these guys, and then proc the camo when it spawns, right? Like,
Gotcha. That makes sense. And
yeah,
I mean, all my guys die probably because I'm not putting damage down to help them out. Probably.
Yeah, you're not in the fight. You did the least damage this game, and I think it's from stuff like this, where
Gotcha.
like they're all ready to fight. Like we're just playing back here. It's way too safe.
Way too
like
passive.
we just
Gotcha.
have to be aggressive. And like the other times you're playing too fast. So let's break that down. It's like you're playing fast when your team is dead and you don't have intel. And you're playing slow when your team is alive and we do have intel. You need to flip that.
Gotcha.
Like you can afford to play faster when we have intel, or like when we're setting up and putting ourselves in positions to get a power item. And like the way you play this wasn't like horrible, don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to help you play it the best
Even
way
better.
you could,
Gotcha.
right? Yeah. You still hit the nice no-scope beatdown on the camo guy. That's actually a huge kill. Get a beatdown on this guy before you die. Game's still not over yet. There's still plenty of time on the clock. Okay, from this spawn, our team's already in the action. We actually have 2 dead at this exact moment, so I think I would just be beelining it to sandbags, to be honest. Need to be watching sandbags at the same time. Or going this way is fine too, but I think we've got to look this way because they could be like, we don't want to get drilled in the side while we run up. Like we want to get here with full shield, so
Gotcha.
I think I'd be prepared to like descope somebody right there. This is all right though.
Die, bro, die. I went for him.
Why do we chase this guy? Who cares that he's down here?
Yeah, I think I messed over there big time. I don't know how I missed all those shots. It's terrible.
Oh, you did pick up the repulse,
Yeah.
so I guess kind of had like a second game plan.
Could've stayed alive there. I should have run back. I was like, no, my God, and I missed it
Oh.
too. Yeah, and I was like, that's game. I was like, that sucks.
Yeah, let's play Fantasy Halo.
Yeah.
Like
Fantasy.
pretend.
Okay.
Let's pretend like you never dropped.
Okay.
Okay, like okay. Then we just back up, and now, dude, you're with a teammate. You guys can team shoot whoever shows up next. You'd be fighting these guys. You'd wouldn't have the repulse, but you'd probably be able to save this teammate at the very least. You'd be fighting with the next teammate. Like, you can actually give yourself a chance to get a second hill and stay in this game.
Damn. Damn.
But like chasing that guy, taking all that damage, like now you guys are just out of the play because you didn't stay here. So a little bit more objective focus in a few spots, because if you'll recall the first hill, like we kind of got distracted on a different guy that didn't matter, that was like dummy door,
Yeah.
and that was a big reason we didn't get the first hill. And then this one, like we chased another kill that didn't really matter. Like if somebody takes themselves out of the play, like just forget about them. Be like, okay, bet I'll just kill your teammates that actually matter. Like you can kill that guy later. Like I know he's one shot now, but like it's not worth chasing if that means the other team gets the point, right?
Alright, that makes sense.
But overall, not terrible. I like the way you move around the map. I think the way you move around the map is really good. Like your macro game is good, but it's honestly a lot of like micro decision making that kind of fucked you over. But like generally speaking, you did take good positions throughout this game.
Gotcha. Damn. Okay. I'll make sure to
All
take
right.
that into account. That's huge.
Oh, what were your primary takeaways from this?
I need to ape them funkers. No, I'm just kidding. No, man. I think it's just taking into account. Even if I have comms, I need to like take and slow it down too. If I don't have all the intel, even if I'm trying to grab intel, like take it slower. I think I'm just trying to move too fast more often when I feel like my teammates are calming enough info. Like I need all the info that I can get. And I mean just changing my pace dependent on the hill timing is also important, but like purposefully doing that, not just like doing that because now it's time to go fast because it's the end of the hill, right? Because that's more like, oh shit, it's time to go, not like, okay, we're gonna probably have to play fast in a second. Like actually preemptively making decisions before the decision's made. Like what is it, proactive versus reactive?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's I think that's the difference. Like proactively thinking about. And then when it becomes second nature, it'll be a lot better. So I think that's really it. Outside of that, that's not only it, but I think that's the biggest thing that I saw from that that gameplay. So yeah, I think
Perfect.
that was good. That was good.
Oh yeah, those are great takeaways. You're a good student. It makes sense. Always trying to learn and do better. Anything that like deviated from what other coaches have told you, or like do you feel like it's
let's see, on not so much. I think another thing was the nade stuff, like throwing the nades. I think that's something that's a bad habit that I have. I mean, it helps whenever like when it does hit, but like that's the thing with like every habit. If you get like a high from it or a dope from it, from like getting a kill that came out of nowhere, you're like, yes, I have to do it, or
right.
maybe not so much that crazy, but I mean, it just reinforces bad habits. Like some bad habits are, even though they seem good when they do work for you, just like I'm not gonna say this like to put everybody down, but everybody at every level has some bad habit that they think is a good one, but until they're told that it's a bad one, they don't realize it because it looks good 30% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. And that's all they look at. Like, why do you want to look at what you did bad? Like you never do. So that's like overall what the coaching aspect in the academy is about too, is like we'll have some of the people that come in here, it doesn't matter who it is, but with the 2,300 members we have now, like they'll go into the VOD reviews that we have, and not VOD reviews, sorry, the live lessons with the coaches like Descendant and Ryan Noob, like we had the Ryan Noob lesson not too long ago, and they'll ask questions, and he'll look at their VODs or whatnot, and he'll tell them like this is wrong, even though you think it's completely right, and it might feel right sometimes, but it is just really wrong. And I'm just kind of like going back to all the other stuff that I learned, like playing through lanes is a big thing. That's why you're saying like the routes on the macro gameplay are good, but because I'm learning from them in respect to like how to do that, like running the routes that are supposed to be good, the lanes, covering which lanes, what maneuvering with the
Mhm.
teammates, not leaving them. I mean, like a good example is when I had Lunchbox, and you could probably see it in one of the recordings that we have. Like he literally tells me like why did you leave me when you said you were with me? But in my head, it was we were on recharge. He was running from top cat, and we were both on top cat, playing from tower into A. And I was like, okay, I'm with you. And I meant it to me. I meant it like 100%. I dropped to bottom A thinking that getting a different angle would be good. And he ran
Mhm.
through top A, and he like got mad. Like, dude, like what are you doing? Like in the game, he was like, "What the fuck?" And then after the game, when we did the review, he was like, "This is like 100% wrong. You literally told me you were with me like 1 second before." I was like, I thought I was like in my head taking a different angle was good at that time when I started playing in Halo Infinite, and now I know it's like pushing, especially if you call out you're going with somebody. That could mean something else to somebody else, right? So or to you compared to somebody else. So like understanding like the macro way that people at the highest level think is important too, because you might think something small as calling out you're with somebody, it means something else to 90% of people, but to you alone, it means this, and it's completely wrong, by the way. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I
that's
mean,
a great
yeah,
lesson. That's a great
yeah, and
lesson
I've always remembered
because
that. It's huge. It's crazy.
yeah, you'll never forget that one.
Hell no, Jason's so funny too, man. And when I bring up the game on the oddball, because with Walshy there too, is like early on in this lesson, because like all the things that have culminated from me learning from him and all the other coaches was in that game, and I think it was cool to hear him say, "Man, that was a great job. I really dig the ball time, right?" And it's like, oh shit, the goat, it's telling you that, but it's because of all the like the bullshit you deal with, like hearing somebody tell you you're doing something wrong all the time. It sounds
Yeah,
bad, but like that's how you get good, like really fast, you know, um,
true.
because you burn the shitty logs, if you want to call them, of all your bad mistakes, and you learn from them, and you can implement the right decision next time. So, um, yeah, I mean that's a long-winded way of saying like that's what we do in the academy, and that's what you've been doing for the community, and we want to make sure that everybody has a good time playing Halo because it sucks being stagnant. And I mean, you might feel like you're getting better when you go up one level, but then you go back down a level, Diamond 3 to Diamond 4, or whatever it is. But there's a reason
Mhm.
why you're stuck there, dude. Like, don't pretend like you know everything because you don't. And you don't even when you're a pro. I mean, that's why they have coaches, like
Yeah.
even the pros have coaches. I mean, if you watch y'all's stream with Formal, he's like legit talking about how coaches in Halo are not better, but like in a different way more important than the ones in COD, like in game, right? Because their decisions are dictated by a lot of things, and those coaches can kind of level it out. So like, Caduce the Formal for that. Like that's a huge way of looking at the game. Is like being willing to be coached is like so paramount in a game like Halo because it's more. I would say it's more controlled than like another game like COD because you have assault rifle people in COD, right? You have snipers in COD.
Mhm.
You have so many more variables. It's a little bit, I mean, a lot different. Um, but yeah, sorry, long-winded, but yeah, people like take coaching lessons, guys, from anybody. Eli especially got the macro and the micro, and he could teach you. He's really good in the game too. If you don't already know, he was professional too. Like, come on, guys, like, what are you waiting for, kind of thing. But outside of that, yeah, I think it was great, Eli. Appreciate the time and the help.
Of course. Awesome. No, I love everything you said. I agree with it wholeheartedly. And yeah, if you guys are interested in getting my coaching, just hit me up on Medify. You can also just add me on Discord. Um, it's just Eli the Ninja on Discord. So yeah, if you have any questions, hit me up and I'll be happy to answer. But yeah, thanks for having me on and I'm looking forward to this weekend, man.
Yeah, everybody. I think Eli probably has it in his chat. If you put like exclamation point, what is it, Clutch Academy or something? If y'all haven't
Hmm.
already joined in on the tournament, it's we have two. We have a Saturday and Sunday one. Sunday is Eli's casting. That's for people champs and above in the Clutch Academy, which is roughly Onyx plus. So anyone from 1500 plus, and that's from season 6 and this season. And then on Saturday, it's going to be anybody below that. So if you're Diamond 5, Diamond 6, Bronze 1, literally Bronze 1, if you want to have a good time in a tournament and potentially win some money, join up. I mean, it's a good experience. You never really get to experience actual 4v4 Halo and matchmaking because it's usually all over the place. And join the Clutch Academy too if you're trying to get some 8s, which is 4v4 game, yeah, games in, because usually we don't get that, and that's true Halo. I mean, At least to me, at least. True Halo is actually 4v4 Halo, where you have full comms and a really good time together. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, cool, man. Well, we'll be in touch. Let me know if you need anything before Sunday, okay?
Yes, sir. We'll see you then.
All right, sounds good. Later.
Later.
Peace.
Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was Mr. Eli the King Ninja. He is one of the best, if not the utmost best coaches right now on Menify. And we went over a lot today. We went over a session with Warlord from 6 to 7, had a little bit of Ryan Noob in between, and then we had Eli. And again, we recorded the first one and this last one. We are going to go ahead and post these later. Thank you, Anthony. Mr. I think it's forget Mr. Faint, right? Yeah, Mr. Faint. Thank you for coming in and saying what's up and enjoying this. Morley, thank you for coming in as well. And if y'all want to in the future, Mr. Morley, if you want to do some coaching lessons here, we'd be happy to talk to you about. We pay the coaches to kind of come in and kind of go over either VOD reviews, micro or macro game plans, or whatever you prefer. So let us know. And Junar, thank you for the subscription. For that, that's awesome. I didn't get to see that because we didn't put him on the overlay. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and leave this for people to watch in the future. And yeah, I think that's a 4-hour stream done. It was pretty good. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Our YouTube will be linked. I could put that. It should be somewhere in here for y'all to see. Yeah, Hardy got that. Yeah, Hardy. Oh man, Hardy sent. Yeah, Hardy. Thank you for the gifted, the 5 gifted. That was awesome. Let me actually link this. This is the tournament for everybody on the Twitch. Yeah, in the Twitch chat right now. This is a tournament. You could click on that and join in the tournament. But outside of that, thank you, Eli. Thank you, Warlord. Thank you, Old Ryan Noob Lesson. And in the future, Descendant. Maybe get a couple of other people in here. If you have any more questions, let me know before we head out. And we love Halo. Yes, sir, we do. We love Halo. So, all right, y'all have a blessed night. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.